Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. On this auspicious day of the 8th day of Goddess Mother's Navaratras, what is known as all over the world, Indians celebrate as Navaratras. And today is supposed to be the Ashtami, Durga Ashtami. Previously, also, I have spoken about the concept the 9-day is like your fight with your mind's thoughts, which are considered as, if not evil, at least the troublesome people type. Your thoughts are, which has kept you away from your real self because of your preoccupation with your thoughts. So they are, for a while, let us consider them like demons, troublesome demons. And within you is their mother goddess Durga, who is fighting with the demons to put an end to them. And you are just now surrendering to Mother Goddess when you close the eyes and when you try to make your mind quiet. That is the right way to kill all the demons, to slay all the demons who are the troubleshooters. I didn't want to use the word evil, thought it might be too rude. So I am just using it as troubleshooters, like the thoughts are. In the mother story also, I have told you before, the more she tries to slay him, the more blood that gets spilled, so as many demons again crop up. So here the same way, if you try to get irritated, lose your temper, lose your patience, and you try to react in any way, trying to get rid of the thoughts, you are giving rise to the birth of more and more thought processes only. The best thing, the story says, finally, Mother Goddess, as Jwalamukhi, she took out her tongue and took all the blood stains on the tongue quietly and just swallowed them. So then the demons getting reproduced, that process stopped. Here, so what you are going to do is, you will sit simply in any comfortable posture. You keep your back and neck straight, and when I tell you, we'll have another 5 minutes. So you will gently close the eyes and just go on simply watching. That is what you have to do. You do not react mentally or do not try to use your intelligence here. Nothing is needed. Simply you will give rise to more birth of thoughts, thought after thought, visions after vision. Also, please do not get too much excited with any visions. If it is positive, if it can be helpful for you to feel motivated or inspired, just watch that vision or thought. Otherwise, simply gently ignore. Just keep watching and do not react. Do not try to know why it is there, what it is there, because it will be waste of energy and time. You are delaying the silencing of the mind. So that is the important science and technology of the meditation. So once you are able to silence your mind, that is the real worship of God, that real aradhana, what we call it as worship. And you are going towards your divinity, your real self. So that is what is needed. Any other type of exercises hitherto you would have heard or you would have practiced, like worshipping, like chanting, like singing, anything, they are all to help you to make your mind concentrated, single pointed. That is all. Other than that, now this amazing technique, awesome, that Swamiji gave us, that Swamiji, my Guru, obtained by the manifestation of the divine Shiva, who came as a Jangama sage and made him to sit. He just went on watching and he achieved self realization. Means you also can get it if only you firmly stick to just watching. Then your attention will turn to your real self. You will know about yourself that is within. Mother Goddess is within. Your peace and tranquility is within. The Guru's grace is within. Your prayers will be more effective the more you become non-violent, or in other words, more silent. So that is what is important. We will take questions now. Please be clear of what you want to know, what you want to ask.
I actually have a question, if I may, Babaji. You
Yes.
sometimes say, do not define your Dharma. Can you explain what that means, please?
The word dharma means obligation, your duties. So, what Lord Krishna teaches and Swamiji also told, do not define your dharma means you do not, in a narrow-minded way, do not try to give a definition. This is all my dharma, and beyond this, I will not do anything else. That is not proper. Sometimes you may have to give a priority. Like in Mahabharata, during the disrobing episode of Draupadi, she came to Bhishma, Dronacharya, all elders. They all refused, telling that their obligation towards the king, towards other duties, they had taken oaths of dharma. So they said that they cannot help her. They were sad though. They were righteous people, noble people who knew what dharma is, yet they failed to think it is priority that we must protect this woman from getting disrobed first. The rest of the things come afterwards. Whereas Sri Krishna showed always that he was ready to help anybody who was in need, setting a priority, even if it was true that he had to lose his own glory, the world might blame him. So that is the thing. When during the war, when Arjuna refuses to fight, then Krishna says, okay, we need to kill all of them, even if they are noble, because they have sided with the wicked people. So we cannot afford to keep quiet. Arjuna, if you are not going to kill, I will kill them. He takes the wheel of a chariot and starts going. Before the war, Krishna had taken a vow that I will not take up weapons during the war. I will remain on one side, and all my Yadavas, my community army, will fight from another side. So Arjuna requests that Krishna be with him, and Duryodhana was very happy to have the entire Yadava army so that they would be fighting. But then Arjuna reminds Krishna, you have taken an oath that you won't take up any weapons. Krishna says, I will lose my glory and the people of this world might blame me, but I would have established dharma for the welfare of the entire society, entire region, or the entire world. So that was how Sri Krishna taught. So this is what I mean when I say ki do not define your dharma means. It should not be just held within a periphery with a narrow mind. So dharma, you will know at that time what is my dharma. Protecting others, helping others, a larger cause, that type of things should be the dharma. That's what I meant.
Thank you very much, Babaji. Lovely.
Pranam Babaji. I had a question. So it was about like someone's tapas question from last weekend. Like I live in Australia, so like I don't know if like doing like extended hours of tapas, like I'm not even ready for it, but even if I was, like is feasible, because like I don't think the government's gonna support me like financially if I do tapas like in like Western society. And another thing is like how can you manage like your like social health, like if you're doing tapas, like when you get really lonely and stuff, just meditating all day?
Yep.
You see,
Thanks.
first thing, if at all you do tapas, so after the tapas, when you suppose you become self-realized, you can be living like a normal person. Say for 5 years you want to do tapas or 10, 12 years. So that period you will have to remain aloof and in seclusion and with total sadhana that is necessary. Just like if you want to do a degree or a course, so during that period you will have to remain in university. You will have to be studying, focus your mind and all your brains into the studies. You cannot afford to keep selling, how will I socialize, how will I go to bars, how will I go to malls, how will I go to movies, so I am not going to take up any course. That will not happen. If you are going to take up the course, during that period you will have to give up all nonsense, unnecessary things for a while. After the course is finished, you can socialize. Like after the tapas, it is your choice what you want to do. You want to help others also to become aware of the truth, perhaps that you would have acquired, become aware of, or you just want to go ahead and enjoy your own life. It's up to you what you want to take the mission. Like after the tapas, I didn't want to go. I never had any wishes to go to any socializing malls, this, that one. I just wanted to help everybody to gain the awareness of the self and gain that happiness and peace, which is everybody's birth and existence right. So I just go around, try to help people. So it will be your choice what you want to do finally.
Hi, Baba. Nice to see you. My question is related to how we experience the world. We experience the world through our sensory experiences. But what is the role of the mind, the consciousness, and the brain in this experience we have of our surrounding world in everyday life, so to speak?
In my experience and opinion, what I have observed, brain helps the consciousness to be in touch with this universe, world. In turn, brain receives the message through nervous system, all the sensory organs, and it passes on the order also, whatever it wants to. In this process, brain reflects, means it is somewhat like making a judgment of this is good, this is bad, the world is not good, the world is bad, these people are bad, this is good, something like it reflects. The consciousness as mind is watching, gets to watch whatever it reflects, because the brain decodifies and shows the thing as a thought process or a visual effect, a vision it gives. Catching that, the mind registers the things in itself and often becomes a victim by firmly believing what the brain says as the fundamental truth or reality. But mind, if you have the control of your mind, your consciousness, you will be able to discriminate and try to understand in its right sense what it is. So this becomes possible for you. This is the role of consciousness when it becomes mind, brain, nervous system, and sensory organs.
Thank you, Baba. Very clear.
Pranam Swamiji. My question is, in the stories of Buddha, when he did his tapas, it said that there was lots of demons that tried to put him off tapas, but he went through it. Will you please describe the demons that were there, like what they do?
You see, Actually, there are no external demons present. The demons are within the mind. Sometimes you would have experienced your mind thinking of a good thing and thinking of a bad thing also. When you think of a bad thing, you would have seen bad people appearing to your mind, whomever you would have considered as bad. In that way, to Buddha also, to anybody also, mind going into dualities, one mind was trying to tempt him not to continue the tapas, come out and go to kingdom or go to anywhere and enjoy the life. Why should he be doing? Whereas another was the good one, which remained determined and firmly disciplined, wanted to know the truth of birth, death, and the self. So he continued, that dominated, that commanded. So, like that, he could overcome the demons. When people tell stories, they try to decodify things. Symbolically, they use the words like demons were there and he did not bother. But there were no demons actually. Nobody was there. Everything was happening within the mind.
Thank you, Babaji. Thank you.
Pranam, Babaji. Sorry. Could you say something about the ultimate truth and space? Because I think you had an experience where you recognized it was the same.
Yeah, you see, the truth is simply all pervaded. Just like first clue we will start, your mind has its own imaginations, stories. So within the mind, characters, stories are all created. So for every character, your mind appears to be simply all pervaded. There is no limitations. In the same way, for us, for this universe, this world, the ultimate truth is simply all pervaded. This is one thing. Most of the scriptures talk about this omnipresent, omnipotent, divine, or God, as they all have spoken. So now, for our intelligence, we have to think, if the truth is all pervaded, so whatever is all pervaded, that must be the truth.
Yes.
Like this, as an youngster, I used to think. Finally, before going to tapas also, when we read the Yoga Vasistha Ramayana, as my guru recommended, Yoga Vasistha has my philosophy in it. I have told this story in this. Vasistha gives the teaching to Lord Rama about the ultimate truth, self, mind, consciousness, mind and its imaginations, how the mind's imaginations builds up attitude and can make you to see the world through that attitude. Like a friend might appear as a foe might appear as a friend, truth might appear as a false thing might appear as a truth, depending on the imagination of your mind. Just like I have told, in a room, whatever space is there, we can call this room is void with space. Also, in other words, we can call this room is filled with space. That is how absolute is zero, zero is absolute. When there is no beginning and no end, that is what is absolute's criteria. So zero also is like that one. And in Yoga Vasistha, one special thing he talks, which impressed me about 40 years ago when I read that book one. Apart from omnipresent, all-pervadedness, Vasistha talks, it exists in itself. The truth exists in itself. So I was trying to understand what is this. Then suddenly it flashed my intelligence mind, how this space, if you observe space and the matter, entire universe, everything, galaxies or whatever is being there, all the galaxies, all the matter, everything exists in the space. It cannot go out of space. You remove the entire universe, I will show the space is there. But you try to remove the space and send it somewhere else, you cannot do it. You try that one, you will agree that space remains there. Whereas now, space does not need anything else for its existence. It exists in itself. You cannot tell this space is existing in the pillar, this space is existing in the universe. Though for sake of understanding, sometimes that language is used. Scientifically, technically, it is not like that. You remove the pillar, the space is there. The space does not need pillar for its existence. If you can remove this earth or universe, you remove and see, space will be there. So you will understand this space does not need universe for its existence. You remove oxygen, still the space will be there. This space just now for naked eyes appears as a void place and nothing else seems to be there. But through your consciousness, when you undertake meditation, eventually reach the stage of tapas, of intense meditation for more than 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours. So then you will always see that consciousness of existence is there, and you will get to experience that expands, that consciousness. That consciousness expands, just like if you are in London, you belong to that street or a home number. If you go out of England, out of Europe, you belong to a larger place. The consciousness also expands, gives you the idea of belonging to, that oneness. So like that, if you go out of this world also, you will tell, I am from planet Earth. So one day you will realize we all belong to one space. There cannot be two different spaces, that you have this blue space, I will have this yellow space. Things doesn't happen like that. There is only one space. So that is some points about the ultimate truth you were asking.
Thank you. Very much. Oh, Jack, thank you.
Nice to see you, Babaji.
Hi.
Hello, thank you. My question is related to after the meditation. When I have a good, strong meditation, I focus and really bring my mind into stillness. I experience sometimes that after the meditation, my mind is very agitated, very negative thoughts coming up and desires cropping up, and I feel uneasy in me. Why are we going through this experience then? What is the relation here?
During the meditation, it stirs up the mind. Mind has everything in its subconscious state, all the acquired habits. So slowly, if you can continue a little more time, slowly and slowly, then that stirred up things, when you simply watch, do not react, they all get evaporated. Then when you come out of meditation, you will be able to experience that one. Because if throughout your meditation, if your effort had been just to remain silent and quiet and just watching that silence, then when you come out, so these things will decrease slowly. You will continue experiencing the same peace. In fact, you would like to talk to anybody, you would like to remain in solitude and quiet for some more time, as much as possible. Unless you have any responsibility or duties to fulfill, you need to get up, talk to someone. Otherwise, you would like to remain like that one. So slowly this will be all right. By practice only, you will be able to overcome. Just continue. Do not bother about this problem also when you come out of meditation. Just you will remain as a witness.
Good. Thank you very much, Babaji.
Babaji, I've noticed very recently, not recently, just a few weeks now, whenever I do my meditation, just like how we did just now, I feel that I have to, some energy is in the throat, and I have to gulp a lot and try and breathe so that I'm able to continue with my meditation. Otherwise, there's something like a disturbance in the throat. Can you please help me, Babaji?
this could be due to the breathing. The breathing needs to keep going smoothly. So at that time, if necessary, you take a long inhale and exhale by trying to keep the eyes closed and concentration in between eyebrows. Take that inhale, and if still continues, then sip a little bit of water and then continue with the small breathing. So that breathing needs to keep going. If that gets stopped somewhere, then the starving for oxygen so makes you to feel like that one, then the energy gets stuck. So that's what happens. So if you take this long inhale and exhale, or if necessary a little bit sip of water, it will be all right.
So I was wondering, Babaji, about people who become realized, thinking of people like King Janaka, Valmiki. So King Janaka, from the story, he actually killed people who couldn't give him the truth. And Valmiki, I don't know if he killed people, but he was a robber. So what happens to the consequences of their actions? Do they just get wiped out when they find the need to become realized or become good as we know it?
No. When they meditate and they do tapas and become realized, their consciousness has become purified, has become one with the divine. But the physical life, body, will undergo whatever prarabdha. If they had committed any such mistakes, it will undergo in the form of some illness or some other trouble. Something can always come. So that will not simply get wiped out. So simply the consciousness has become purified. So in their consciousness, they will not experience anything. They will not have any evil designs, wrong impressions, any such thing. That is purified. But the body and the physical life will undergo in some form or other. So that also they will not bother. They will tell ki if at all we have to pay the penalty, it's no problem. Let the accounts be cleared, like that. So the prarabdha will get cleared in its own way.
Thank you, Babaji.
Pranams, Babaji. Baba has talked before about the way that the mind's attention, when it's on the thoughts, it goes into further analyzing and making judgments. But when the mind is no longer on the thoughts, the attention is not on the thoughts, automatically it goes to the self. It goes onto the mind itself. Could Babaji give an insight into why this happens, why the mind's attention goes onto the self and becomes aware of the nature of the self?
No, consciousness, wherever it gets applied, it will make you aware of existence of that thing. Just like you are sitting on a chair in a theater, as soon as the movie starts, till then you are sitting on the chair and you are aware that you are sitting on the chair. Then that movie sucks your consciousness. Then all in your consciousness mind, only that movie is there. Often you are likely to forget that you are sitting on the chair in that body. Now, after those points, what we understand, consciousness, which is the basic nature of the self, has this power that it can become aware of anywhere that it gets applied. This is one definition. Now, it is our job where we want to apply. If we apply to our thoughts, we are aware of only the thoughts, because it further analyzes and goes on making judgments, creating another thought, like that, millions of thoughts. Then it will make us forget about our real self. That is how, since time immemorial, people have forgotten their real self and are aware of only the created things that are impermanent available. Now the realization occurs, all the created things are impermanent. So we need to go back to permanent. That's how we try to shift the attention. How to shift the attention of the consciousness from thoughts? If you simply watch, that is why meditation is taught as a technology, that you are able to shift the attention of the consciousness from its own imaginations back to itself. So that is how one has to try, because this power already exists. That is how we tell the self is the combination of both consciousness and energy. Energy enables it to perform all these things, and consciousness enables it to become conscious of the truth of itself.